how was medicine practiced in the 18th century and even the 19th century in the United States before we had the big wave of the AMA and the Rockefeller prescription drug pharma, which, is an acronym for Pharmaceutical Researchers and Manufacturers Association, right? Medicine was practiced with herbs, with vitamins. Now, these things never got FDA approval, but how many herbs are you aware of that are still recommended today? Let's just talk about, I sell a lot of vitamins, Shawn. I know that you do too. And during, not even a vitamin, but people asking me a lot about oregano oil, about
Correct.
exactly. The immune boosting power and candida fungus killing of oregano oil. Why? Because it has been used for hundreds of years. Is it indicated for candida? No. But people buy supplements and herbs in the United States to the tune of, it's probably by now $100 billion a year industry. When I had a slide about it and actually in a presentation and was going to put this in my book, at the time, 2003, it was a $73 billion industry, vitamins and herbal supplements. So again, I think a great tragedy for the public is to overlook the fact that there are many things that are very useful that can be prescription or non-prescription. And if the perception to the public is that, well, if it's not FDA approved, if it's off-label, like that's a bad term, well, maybe I shouldn't use it. That doesn't mean be reckless. That doesn't mean buy low-quality supplements. That doesn't mean a provider is going to be reckless or irresponsible and use a particular drug where they're not sure if the benefits outweigh the risk, or they're not sure at all there's any efficacy data based on what's in the literature, like you said, Janet. But I think that's something we can do for the audience, is just say, look, just take with a grain of salt sometimes that term, and who's telling you, well, this is off label, it's just bad, and we're going to ban it. Do you know it's a constitutional provision in the United States Constitution? It's also in my Nevada Constitution, to make sure that medications are available to the public. So to restrict those medications, which my governor did at the time, to restrict access to medication. Okay, that's something that should be challenged from a constitutional perspective. And I wonder if we're going to see challenges like that. Hey, you banned this during this particular time and people were ill. I wonder if we're going to see that going forward. I'm not sure yet, but that's the other end of the spectrum of this off-label. It's dangerous. I don't think so.
Well, and the other flip coin of this is the public is not unable to educate themselves. They can go online and research this just as much as we can. And so what you created in the past few years in states like ours, which we were under the same issue, is that people bought it online, and they bought it from wherever they could get hydroxychloroquine or ivermectin. So my fear was, and some of it came from countries that, I couldn't read the label, right? So now we've created situations where people are like, I'm going to take care of myself and I'm going to find what I need or my family needs. Whether you approve it or not, I'm going to find it this way. And rather than that, I would have preferred them to be able to go and sit down with their physician and have a conversation. Do I need this? What is your thoughts on this? And make a decision together, rather than some bureaucrat telling them you can't have someone and then they go down the black market. And I'm not saying all the things that they got were, but it would have been better if they had a prescription filled, if they agreed to do that with the client, and then you pulled it from a shelf that you could guarantee, hey, this is what it is.